Hi guys, I'm Dorita van Lochenberg. Welcome to Logged In with Teacher Dorita. I'm going to show you today how to do the general ledger. Right, so in a real business, like in real life, your general ledger really is the foundation of the financial accounting. There's a lot of information that goes onto the general ledger. But for TOPN 5, you guys are required to put two things on the general ledger. The first is bank, and the other one is petty cash. Only those two. So I'm going to start with bank. Right, so where does the bank amount come from? Your bank basically comes from your cash receipt journal and your cash payment journal. So in my previous two videos, I discussed both of those journals in detail. And I just want to go back to them so I can show you where are we going to get this bank amount. So on your CRJ, this is the CRJ we did together, you have to take the total of the bank column. In this case, it was 986550, and you have to insert it on your general ledger. So this CRJ, we did it for the month of March, and you will usually close off your journal at the end of the month, which was the 31st of March, and you're going to insert your total of your bank onto your general ledger directly from your cash receipt journal. So it's going to look like this. You put in your date, March 31st, and we simply call it total receipts. And you now have to fill in the folio. You have to show where does this amount come from? Where did it come from? It came from your CRJ, and you fill in that amount, 986550.00. That was the total of your bank column on your cash receipt journal. Right. You do the same with your cash payment journal. So on the other video, I did this cash payment journal. And the amount that we have to insert on our general ledger is the total of bank. In this case, it was 130,952 Rand and 95 cents. This journal was also for March, and you also closed it off on the 31st. So we simply insert the information on the general ledger, March 2025, the 31st. We are going to call it total payments. Under your folio, you're going to show me where did you get it from your CPJ, and you fill in that amount that was the total of your bank column, 130,952.95. That's it. Right, so you've inserted all the information that you had. There's no other information that you can insert on this general ledger, but you're not done, okay? What we want to see on the general ledger is, did we make money or not? So you want to end up having a balance brought down on your debit side, because that's going to mean that it's positive. Remember, your debit on the left is money received, and the credit on the right is money paid. So somewhere we need to end up with a balance. Now, in order for you to show that, you have some calculations to do. Once you've inserted your information from your two journals, guys, the very next thing you do is you look at this general ledger at both sides and you see which value is bigger. Okay, obviously 986,550 is way bigger than 130,000. You then take that value and you copy it on both sides. So you're going to leave one line open and you're going to copy that value on your debit and your credit side. Okay. I then always say to my students, if you look now at the debit side, this is true, right? 986,550 plus nothing is still 986,550. But if you look at the credit side, this is not true at all. 130,952 Rand and 95 cents plus nothing does not give you this big value. So we have to work out the amount that we need to insert in this open space to make it true. How do we do that? We take the total that we've just copied to the credit side. We minus our value that we received from our CPJ. And that will give us a total of 855,597.05. That is the amount that is missing. So we're going to copy it right here. And now it's true, right? 130,952.95 plus 855,597.05 is equal to 986,550. So you've worked out, you've made this true. But what is this amount? What is it? What do we call it? We've now worked out our balance. So this is the balance that we are going to carry over. The C and the O stands for carry over. And it also happened on the last day of the month. I'm going to carry it over to my debit side because it is a positive balance. So you're going to carry it over all the way to there, to the bottom of your debit side. And you're going to call it balance. And this now is the balance that we have brought down. What does it mean? It means it's the money that you now have to start your new month with. Okay? Because what have you done? You've taken all the receipts, all the money that you've received, and you've minused all the money that you've paid, and you now left with a balance. And that money is the money that you get to start off with in the new month. That's why the balance now will be for the next month, which is April, and the day will be the 1st. That's it. I've left the color like this so you can see how the amounts moved between the debit and the credit side from where you carry it over all the way to the left side and you then call it brought down. Okay, guys, so this is general ledger in a nutshell. This general ledger, we've done it now from a complete cash receipt journal and a complete cash payment journal, but they don't always ask it like that in the exam. Okay, sometimes it's going to look like this. They don't ask you to do those journals. They just give you the total of the bank columns. Okay, so let's also do this one. The question basically says, use the following information to complete the bank account. On the 1st of March, the bank account of ABC Travel had a debit balance of 135,000 Rand. It's so important, guys, that you notice whether they say debit or credit balance. A debit balance is positive and it's going to go on your debit side. If it's a negative or a credit balance, it's going to go on the credit side. Okay. They also then give you the total of the bank in the cash receipt journal of 86,000 and the total of the bank in your cash payment journal of 71,000 Rand. Right, so what does this look like? Let's insert it. The first thing that I want to just point out is this balance. Where did it come from? Where did we find it? This is basically the balance from a previous general ledger. So let me show you the one we did again. We worked out a balance here, right? That's the balance for the new month. So instead of showing you a general ledger with a balance that's been brought down, they're simply writing it in a sentence. They're saying to you, the balance was 135,000 Rand. So we're going to insert it. This is also for March. On the 31st, and what is this amount? It's a balance that was brought down. And we fill in our amount, 135,000 Rand. There we go. The next thing we have to insert is our cash receipt journal, the bank column total of the cash receipt journal. Our day is still the 31st. We call it total receipts. Where did we find it? Our cash receipt journal. And we insert the amount, 86,000. There we go. The last thing we have to insert is our bank total of our cash payment journal. We are still using March the 31st. We call it total payments. Where did it come from? It came from our CPJ. And we insert the amount of 71,000 Rand. That's it. You've basically inserted now all the information that they gave you. There's no other information that you still have to insert on your general ledger. But you're not done, right? Because we still don't know. Did we make money? Do we have a positive balance that we are carrying over, or is it negative? What's happening? So the very next thing you do is you look at both sides. Which side is bigger? Okay, it's obviously our debit side. You're going to add the two values together, 135,000 plus 86,000, gives us a total of 221,000. And you copy this value to both sides. Okay, remember to give it a thick line at the top and a thick line at the bottom. But now our left side, our debit side is true because 135 plus 86 does give me 221. But the credit side is not true. We are missing a value over here. We need to work out the missing value. You're going to take your total and you're going to minus your CPJ value. And it's going to give you an amount of 150,000 Rand. And this is the amount that is missing. You're going to fill it in here because now you've made it true. 71,000 plus 150,000 does equal 221,000 Rand. What is this 150 that you just worked out? It's your balance that you are going to carry over. It happened also on the 31st of the month, but you're carrying it over now to your next month. It's the money that you have to start your new month with, your balance that you have brought down, and this date will be the 1st of April. There we go. Right, so both of the examples that I've shown you had a positive bank. What do we do if the bank is negative? I'm going to show you. I've taken exactly the same values. The only thing I've changed is I've said to you that on the 1st of March, the bank account of ABC Travel has a credit balance. It means it's negative, okay? It means it's going to go on the other side. Credit balance, and then CRJ and CPJ stayed the same. So let's see, what does this look like? March 2025, on the 31st, I had a balance that was brought down of 135,000 Rand. Okay. I'm going to insert my cash receipt journal bank total like I would usually do. On the 31st, my total receipts that I got from my CRJ was 86,000. And I have to now insert my cash payment journal information. On the 31st, my total payments that I got from my CPJ was 71,000. Do you see how this is different? Because the bank had a credit balance, you had to put it on the credit side. So immediately, you can see what's going to happen, right? Now, the biggest side is your credit side. Okay? The process stays the same, guys. You ask yourself, which side is bigger? In this case, it's your credit side. So we have to add the two values together to get the total. Right, the total that I get is 206,000. And you copy this total to both sides. And you give it a nice thick line at the top and at the bottom. So now in this case, our credit side is true. Our debit side, not so much. 86,000 plus nothing does not give me 206. I need to work out the amount here that is missing. Okay, so you're going to take your 206. You're going to minus your CRJ value. It's going to give you an amount of 120,000 Rand. That's the amount that is missing. Okay, you fill it in, 120,000. What is this amount? It's the balance that we've just worked out that we are going to carry over. It happens on the 31st of the month, and we're going to carry it over to our credit side right at the bottom. And what is that amount? It is our balance that we have now brought down, and that is for the new month, April the 1st. Okay, so this is not great news because we're starting April with minus 120,000 Rand. It means that the money that we received, our total receipts, was less than what we brought in. I mean, what we paid, sorry. The money that we received was less than the money that we had to pay. So it's a negative balance. Regardless, guys, of whether the bank has a debit balance or a credit balance, The process or the procedure for you guys to do the general ledger stays the same. You just follow the steps, and you're going to put the balance on the debit or the credit side wherever it belongs. It's important that you read the question carefully to make sure on which side it has to go. Okay, that is your responsibility. Right, so we've done a general ledger from 2 complete cash receipt and a cash payment journal. And we've done an exercise just with instructions where the bank had a debit balance. And we've done an exercise with just instructions where the bank had a credit balance. Okay. I really hope that was helpful for the general ledger. Keep an eye out for my next video. I'm going to do a video for you. I'm still going to do all of the journals. So it will be wages journal, petty cash journal, and I'll also show you how to put petty cash on the general ledger. By the time we're done with all of that, we're going to go over to the statements. But for now, have a look at the video I did on cash receipt journal and cash payment journal if maybe you need some help with that. And then hopefully this one was useful as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching until the end. Please, will you go and just click on that subscribe button? You're already on the screen. Just go click it quickly. Thank you so much. And you are welcome to share the video with your friends and like it if it helped you. Okay, guys, until next time, take care. Bye.